Okay, so I started writing something down today. It's the first time I've wanted to do a video in a while, and I was like halfway through my Bible study, and then all of a sudden I started writing. And so I've been reading Galatians, and I've been burdened lately with, I think it's because I have too much time on my hands, but I've been like, when are the people that hurt us going to get their punishment? When is this going to happen? Why is it taking so long? And knowing that I have no control over when their punishment comes. And isn't that how it goes sometimes in life? We want others to be punished, but they're not. They're just getting away with it. And it's been bothering me. Honestly, I think it's because I have too much time on my hands. And I just need to be busier. But here's what I came up with. After I saw, for a man think to himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then he shall have rejoicing in himself alone and not in one another. Not in another, okay? And then Galatians 6, verse 5. For every man shall bear his own burden. And this hit me so hard. I need to stop worrying about other people's burdens. I'm supposed to pray for others, and I'm supposed to encourage one another. But if someone else has done something wrong, that's theirs. That's not mine. And I need to trust, and I think that's the big problem here. I need to trust that God is going to take care of it the best way, when it's the best time. Because it's their burden, not my burden. And I don't need to sit there and try to control it or work it out. And the more that I get upset about the timeline and how it's going, well, it's pointless and stupid because God knows what he's doing. It's not my burden. So why am I worried about what's happening to someone else? Okay, so here's what I wrote today. I put a title on it right away saying, A Just Reward. Because yesterday too, I saw this in my Bible reading. It says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. He bears his own burden. He reaps what he sows. He sows what he reaps. So if somebody's doing something rotten, they're gonna be punished. It's not my job to worry about when that happens because I'm not in charge. This is so weird because it gives me such peace to remind myself that I'm not in charge and I don't have to deal with it. Okay, so here's what I wrote. I was thinking about times in my walk where I did the right thing and I didn't go back at them. When somebody hurt me, I didn't lash out. I didn't say anything mean. I did all the right things. I kept quiet. I prayed about it. I begged God to help me. I sought out his word, all those things. And I don't retaliate. And it almost feels like they got away with it. That can be really hard to handle sometimes. So this is what I wrote. Don't they see how I didn't respond? Don't they recognize how I didn't get nasty back? I don't know who they is. I think it's just people in general. Doesn't that matter to anyone? Am I just a doormat because I let them walk all over me? I don't want them to treat me like that, but I also don't want to do or say something that goes against everything I'm trying and striving to become. I had a revelation probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that when somebody was being very mean to me, and I thought, because they were mad, well, I can be mean and nasty like I'd always been, oh yeah, you know what I think, and I'd just go back at them. And I was like, well, why would I want to do that? To show them how mad I am. Well, they know I'm mad. So then why am I being mean? Why am I raising my voice? Why am I yelling? So that they know that I'm mad. No, they know. So it's to make them feel bad about themselves. Well, when did that become okay? When did it become okay to hurt someone because you're hurt, to show physically or verbally that you've been hurt by bringing someone else down. So it really took me back to my intentions. What are my intentions? My intentions are to give God glory and to lift people up and to never tear people down. And that really was the last time I did those kinds of fights. It was how I was raised, but I couldn't do it anymore. And it's been quite a challenge these last 6 years to not retaliate that way. Okay. What does it say about me when I respond like that? What does it say about them when they treat people like that? Okay. If I go back at them the way they're coming at me, what does it say about me? If I don't go back at them the way they're coming at me, well, that also says something. Which one do I want? Which one am I really looking for? What's my goal? It's more a reflection on their character that they feel it's acceptable to treat someone like that ever. There's never a good reason to tear someone down. There's never a good reason to harm someone else. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't give a free pass. And I saw this bumper sticker one time that said, love thy neighbor thing. Yeah, I meant that, God. And truth is truth, regardless of the situation. So even when I'm upset, I still am expected to do what I'm supposed to do because it's the right thing to do. It doesn't change just because I've had a bad day. It doesn't change just because my feelings are hurt. It just makes it a little bit harder. But it doesn't change what I'm expected to do. So when you don't go there, when you stand your ground, you're holding on to what you believe. You're making a difference. Who are you making a difference to? Well, you're making a difference to yourself, those who look up to you, those who are watching from the sidelines, and your enemies. A lot of people are watching how you respond. Is this Jesus thing only when things are going well for you? And do you leave it behind when things go bad? They're watching to see if you're legit. And they watch to see what happens when you get mad, when you get hurt, when you get discouraged, when you're frustrated. And they're going to see how you respond then. It's so easy to be nice when everything's going well. Do you respond like everyone else when things go bad? Then why would they want to have what you have when you have what they have? You're no different than them. If you truly want people to be inspired to live like Jesus, well, then you need to live like Jesus. If you're living like everyone else and doing what they do, you're no different. So how would they be inspired to make a change? It's hard to wait for everything to right itself, especially when you're hurting. I think this is the hardest part, is just waiting. However, things will right themselves if you have a life where you get whatever you want, regardless of what it does to others. It will come back to you. When it comes back, it will have established a strong history of hurting others, sacrificing others' happiness for your gain. You will have everyone see who you are, what you stand for, and what they will remember and think about you. It takes time for your just reward to be visible, but it is making inroads to the life you are desiring for yourself. If you will do whatever it takes to get ahead, people notice. And honestly, what I've seen is people don't respect those people. They may get a quick blessing, whatever they want, but in the end, they've destroyed far more than they've gotten. And people are going to stay as far away from them as possible. It says it takes time for your just reward to be visible. Okay? And so you're making those inroads. And especially when you're doing the right thing, it can feel like it's taking forever. But you got to check why you're doing things. If you get things through deceit, disruption, chaos, people will have no respect for you and your lack of decency and your disregard for who had to be taken out for you to get ahead. People will not trust you, depend on you, believe in you, or want anything to do with you. How you respond to life's situation shows a commitment to what is valuable in your life and what you're willing to risk to get it. You show your true intentions, your goals in life when you pursue things, when things are hard. What are you pursuing? How are you pursuing them? When are you pursuing them? Why are you pursuing them? Sin that has immediate gratification, but sin has that immediate gratification, but then it has a long slew of problems later on. When you don't need instantaneous reward and you don't get it, you're building up a lifestyle that isn't built on the whims and whimsical feelings and fleshly wants. You're acknowledging that truly good things take time to be established because they have a solid foundation that isn't easily shaken. I think about starting college. I started college 3 different times, and I'm almost done this last time. And it takes so much discipline to keep going because it's no fun. It costs a lot of money, it costs a lot of time, but you got to think about the end goal and what you want. What do I want? Well, I want the degree, I want the certificate, I want the knowledge, I want the experience, I want the money that comes with getting another degree. I want the end product. And you have to keep that in mind when you're sacrificing a lot because it's no fun to sacrifice. But a just reward. In the end, you get what you put into it. But you got to check yourself and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you got to do it for the right reasons, not to get blessings along the way. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, why do you need a reward? You shouldn't be expecting a handout just because you did the right thing. The right thing is what you're expected to do. So you should do it because you are supposed to. That's the right thing to do. So check your intentions. If you're only doing it to get a reward, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're establishing a healthy relationship with people and you're building people up and you're treating them the way that they should be treated regardless of how you feel, your reward is a relationship with them that's built on health and trust and loyalty and kindness and compassion. That's a much better reward than money or getting something off your chest or whatever you have to sacrifice that wonderful relationship to get when you're having a bad day. So you got to look at what are you really looking for. It's pretty good stuff.